Peace, family. Welcome to another episode of Broken Theory. Today we got the homie Marissa Alexis. What's good?
Hey, what's up? What's going on? How are you?
Good, good. I appreciate you taking some time, you know what I mean, to talk with us about your music journey. How did you first get started with music?
Well, I have been writing music since I was in fourth grade, and it was kind of just like something that I had fun doing throughout like my teenage years, and then I started recording when I was 18, and then I started taking it more seriously in my 20s.
Nah, I got you. So from 4 to 18, what was that like? What was the process like? Like, were you writing things by yourself? Did you have somebody that was doing music already? How did you start venturing off?
So, good question. My dad actually used to be in a band. He was a violinist.
Oh, that's fire. That's fire.
If you ask him like what do you do? He'd be like, I have perfect pitch.
That's what's up. Hey, you can't teach that. You know what I'm saying? So
no, you can't.
I
mean, I don't even have perfect pitch. So
it might be hereditary. You know, you just gotta practice makes perfect.
Yeah. So he knows how to play every single string instrument. So I think it kind of just like ran in the family, you know.
That's fire.
And for me, it was just like something that came natural to me. Like, you can ask my parents. I made a song out of everything. Like, everything turned into a song for me. So I just remember like kind of like writing stuff down, like random like poems, random song lyrics, like being on the trampoline, like staring up at the sky, talking to God.
That's
just
fire.
Like, you know, just randomly. It just kind of built like that over the years.
Nah, I feel that. So at what point did you write your first song? Like, what age were you?
Oh, it's so funny that you say that because my first song I wrote when I was in fourth grade, actually. That was whenever I wrote a song that I sang in my fourth grade talent show by myself. That was like about friendship. It was like
That's cool.
Cute little kitty song.
Yeah. My first song was it was called About a Girl. I made it when I was 10 years old.
Really? It was called About a Girl?
About a Girl, yep. My grandfather, one of his good friends, he worked with Britney Spears, and he had his own, like, a whole official studio in his house. So at like a party, and he was just like, "You ever made music before?" And I was like, "Hell no!" Like, he's like, "Come on," and I was like, "All right." And then from there, I was hooked. Like, ever since then, I've just been making music. So my mom still got the CD somewhere.
Yeah, he got you hooked on the drug early.
Yup, for real. For somebody that's never listened to your music, how would you describe it?
Well, my most recent album is a faith-based album. I would say that you could expect to tap in emotionally with like an authentic relationship with God, and also just like praise, like fun praise, not necessarily like churchy praise, but fun, like happy praise. And I also have a country song, so that one is just kind of just like a fun jam to listen to.
Yeah, I feel it. Were you always creating music? I know you mentioned when you were younger you did make a song while you were talking to God. But were you always making faith-based songs, or what was that journey like for you?
I was not always making faith-based songs. I was making a lot of like love songs, breakup songs, heartbreak songs. Also, just like my music did kind of start to get a little dark. And it started to turn into me, because I was in a dark place, like, you know, after you go through so much trauma and stuff, you kind of just like get into this place. So I was in a dark place, and my music was reflecting that. And by the grace of God, he pulled me out of it and changed my sound.
So when you were in that dark place, was it still faith-based or no?
It was not, no.
No, okay. And is that music still available?
Yeah, it's all taken down.
All taken down? Yeah, okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay. So you pretty much did like a rebrand and kind of like went through that phase and figured out like, hey, this is what I'm doing. I'm gonna stick with it.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, it was definitely it was a big decision for me. I fought it
Mm-hmm.
for about a year
What
because
was
I
that like
felt the
though?
call. What
Yeah.
was what like? What do you mean?
Like just making that decision, like, that's a hard decision, you know what I mean? Because like I'm sure you were attached to a lot of the songs, even if the subject matter was, not what you were proud of, but like, you know how it is when you write a song and that is pretty good, you're just like stuck with it, you know what I mean? So like, what was that like battling, knowing that you had to take it down or that you wanted to rebrand and things like that? And was there anybody that helped you make that decision, or was it kind of just all internal?
I had received a prophetic word from a friend that kind of confirmed for me what
Mm-hmm.
I already was feeling.
Yeah.
Um, it was hard. It was very hard. I'm not gonna lie. I was really attached to the music I was making. I was attached to the persona I was building. I was attached to all the momentum I had going.
Yeah.
It was a very tough decision. Um, I got into a relationship that like ended up being kind of toxic. So all of that buildup just led me to a breaking point where I was kind of just like, I threw my hands in the air and I was like, all right, God, you got it.
Yep.
Like, it's all
Grab the
you.
wheel. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nah, I feel it.
Yeah.
Trust me. I mean, I think as artists, we all done been there, at a point to where we just feel like we don't know what to do. You know what I mean? Because that whole process of being an artist is a lot of like trial and error. You know what I mean? And nobody has the answers. I mean, people can tell you what may work, what may not work, things like that. And you got to take it all with a grain of salt, because if they're not making music, then they don't really have valid advice for you. Sometimes, most of the times.
I love when people that don't make music give me music.
Yeah, you do? Okay, okay. I mean, I like it in the sense like, so like if I'm working on something different and I know that like somebody doesn't really usually listen to hip hop or something like that, like I love that type of perception and people telling me what they think about it, because it kind of lets me know from like somebody that's not attached to it, doesn't have any reference points or anything like that. I'm able to see and grow from another side and be like, never thought of it that way, or maybe I'll try that next time. But when people just are like, I'm not gonna say hateful for no reason, but just like they tell you they don't like something and they can't distinguish what they don't like. It's not really
Yeah.
helpful information.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you
No,
gotta be
that's
careful sometimes. Yeah.
yeah, that's totally valid. I've definitely
Mm-hmm.
had people who you can tell have a pure heart with
Mm-hmm.
where they're coming from. Even if it's not from experience, it's still
Yeah.
from an objective perspective where they're like, actually this, and they'll usually have a positive with a negative, or
Oh
just,
yeah.
with a constructive criticism. You can
Mm-hmm.
feel it when it's real and genuine versus when
Yeah.
it's like they just don't believe in it because you're
No, I
like
feel it.
chasing a big
Definitely
dream.
feel it. No, definitely. Yeah, I mean, and that's the hardest part. Like I said, everything is trial and error. So, you got to try a lot of different things, and you can't be scared to just say, you know what, I'm taking everything down and just starting from scratch. Like I'm gonna try something completely different. Because
my
most of the
gosh.
time, when you take that leap of faith and you trust in that intuition, that gut feeling, you know what I'm saying? If you run with it, you might find exactly where you want to be. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
it's
and
super
it's
scary.
interesting. It's
Yep.
interesting because my sound before was very poppy. And I was like belting in a lot of my songs because I just like grew up on like the Jonas Brothers and
Yeah.
people that really like, Demi Lovato really put their energy into their music,
Yeah.
like were
Mhm.
screaming. But I personally, this is something I had to come to terms with in my journey, is that like I have a soft voice.
Mhm.
So for me, soft music sounds beautiful with my voice. Music where I'm screaming and belting, it's okay to an extent, but it's not me.
Yeah. No,
So that
you
was
definitely
something
want
that
it
God had
natural.
to, yeah, God had to adjust that in me and be like, listen, this is how you're gonna, this is how you're gonna sing from now
Yeah.
on.
Nah, but it's dope that you could be able to discern that. You know what I'm saying? Because like, the world is so noisy. You know what I'm saying? So like, just being able to have that relationship with God and that connection with God to where you can hear his voice and know, like, this is what I'm doing. It's not up for discussion. Like, I don't care who doesn't like it, who likes it, whatever. This is what I'm doing. You know what I mean?
For sure. I always say I live under a rock because I literally live like just me and God most of the time.
Yeah. No, that's a good thing though. Because when it's like that, you don't really have distractions. And when you are snared and pulled different ways that aren't healthy or toxic, you can easily see it and notice it and be like, hey, this ain't for me. I'm out of here. Like, you know what I mean? So that's dope. As an artist, how do you feel like, yeah, go ahead.
My bad.
Nah, you good.
I think for a while I actually didn't realize how distracted I was. And
what
God
were some of the things that were distracting
you? People around me. I'm like very much an adaptable person. So, and I also like really had a hard time with putting other people's needs before my own for a while, like to the point where I would put mine on the back burner and then they would just almost never get met. So
that's how it was with me for my music. You know what I mean? Like working for other people and doing stuff for them for the dollar. It's like everything for myself always went on the back burner. And then it's like, sometimes you just got to learn how to say no. You know what I mean? Like respectfully, you know what I'm saying? Because like you can't stop what you're doing for somebody else and it's not beneficial for you because you're the main character. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, respectfully, because like people are attached to your purpose, you know? So you, like me not taking care of myself, I don't know who God sees in bird's eye view that's supposed to affect later down the road, but that's not fair to them and it's not fair to myself.
Yeah, no, I feel it definitely. I was gonna say, as an artist, how do you feel like you found your sound? You know, you've mentioned things like, you know, your music used to be poppy. You mentioned that you were at a different tone and now you're like softer. How did you find like where you fit during that process of like becoming who you are right now?
A lot, I think. Okay, so like I remember we had a conversation before about the richness being inside of us. I feel like when I sing from a very spiritually rich place, like that place of peace, it always comes out sounding very soft.
Yeah.
And I also just like, you know, the Lord confirms things like that through different things around you, so people around you. So I like, when I was looking for my sound, I had done a cover to Santa Baby, and my family was not very supportive of my music, but my parents, when they heard me singing Santa Baby, they had a completely different reaction, which kind of shocked me. And I think that was kind of like my first inclination, like, oh, my voice sounds really good when it's soft. And so little stuff like that. Yeah.
No, I feel it. So would you say that interaction with your parents kind of encouraged you to continue in that style, or would you say it just encouraged you in general to just keep chasing the dream? It maybe gave you that confidence that you were looking for.
I think it encouraged me with that style. Because my journey with my family and music has been a rough one. But that part there definitely has helped me. Like later down the road, I noticed myself looking back on it and being like, oh, okay, so they were kind of like nudging me towards this softness
this whole time. Yeah, that's dope. That's dope, because I mean, especially like with something that's near and dear to music, like, right, we're putting our feelings and emotions and how we see the world, our perspective in it. So when somebody kind of tells us something about our music, it's hard at first when you first start making music not to get defensive, not to, you know, be like, oh, like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, I know what I'm doing. Like, I know the reference points and things like that. But, you know, when you look back, it's like, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Like, I was just trying to figure it out. I was throwing shit at the wall, hoping it sticks. And, you know, a lot of my old work, you know, I thought I was the best in the world. And it's like, I go back and listen to that and I'm like, this isn't mixed properly, this is out of place, this is wrong. You know, I'm looking at it, I'm like, damn, man, like it's just so humbling because, you know, no matter where you are in life, there's always room for growth. You know what I'm saying? And you really find out how to grow and where your growth is gonna come from based off of, at least to my extent, the experience of like trusting yourself and walking in that light of what it is that you want. You know what I'm saying? Like really zoning in and chipping at the block and like, oh no, this is too poppy. I want it a little more dark, or I want it like this, or you know what I mean? As you keep trying different things, you see, one, what the fans like, two, in long-term wise, like what is timeless to you, what you're not tired of, because as artists, you know, we're going to be singing the songs we make forever. You know what I mean? So we got to get comfortable with hearing them like a million times, you know, and if you're tired of it, then the fans going to get tired of it, you know?
Absolutely. That's why I'm always like, okay, I got to make sure this is something that I want to hear. Because if it's something that I know I would listen to, then I know it's something that I can rock with for a while.
Oh yeah.
I can adjust if I need to. And then like also like piggybacking off of what you said about like your style changing over time and you like having room for growth. You know, like you know what you're capable of from doing all of these, from trying all these different experiments. So now you can kind of like, if you need to, implement that into a new sound. And adjust as needed. Because could you imagine like getting to a place where you're like, okay, you're at a decent, comfortable level with yourself. You know, we gotta stay humble as artists, but you're at a decent, comfortable level, and you didn't have that backing then to be like, and then you try that at this level, and you're like, whoa.
I definitely feel it.
Does that make sense? Because I feel like
I definitely hear you. No, I definitely hear you. But I think the biggest thing is really just having fun, like not being scared to just try something and it failing. You know what I'm saying? Because like a lot of times, and this isn't just with me, but sometimes like I'll accidentally like hit the space bar or accidentally hit a key right here or something like that. And I'm like, ooh, what is this? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, those are the good accidents. I look at it like, you know, sometimes I'll undo something and it'll sound wonky and I'm like, I would have never made that decision, but we're going to keep it. We're going to leave that. You know what I'm saying? But
I love those. I love those moments. They feel like they were like a help from God. Like,
oh, definitely. God sent. Yeah. I saw something that said artists get a download from up above. You know what I'm saying? And it's true because like, you know, God sometimes I feel like he just be giving me stuff. Like, I don't know where the ideas come from. It just be like download after download after download. And it's like, when you think like that and you're close to the source, they gonna keep coming. You know, you don't have those dry spells. And if you do, it's because you ain't doing something right. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta zone in and like listen for the answers to like where you go next, you know? And it's all part of the process. Like, I done been to a point to where I wanted to give up on music. I never gave up, but you know.
Praise God for that. I could definitely hear that in your music. Like, I listened to some of your rapping. I can hear that like stream of consciousness. Like, I could tell it's coming from like a higher place.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, because I mean, even to this day, when I go back and listen to my music, you know, I'm not always listening to myself, but you know, when I do go back, I listen and I'm like, man, like, how did I even put that together? You know what I'm saying? Like certain things that it's like, I didn't even mean it a certain way, but like when you look back, it's like a double entendre. I don't know how to explain it, but sometimes that just be happening. It's like a download from God. But how important is faith to you? And what is the biggest thing that changed your life with it?
Faith is number one to me. It's how I operate through life. Like, it's I consult God with everything. If God's not in it, I don't want it.
Yep. If it's not a God door, it's not a good door.
Yeah, if it's not a God door, it's not a good door. Absolutely, because he He knows who has the right intentions for you, and he knows who doesn't, and he's there to protect you, and he wants the absolute best for you. So I think it's changed my life in every way, shape, or form, because even whenever I didn't know that God was really, really with me, I see now, looking back, how much he was there with me, to the point that now all of that created wisdom and strength. Like everything that I went through created wisdom and strength. Like it created more to catapult me forward in a more powerful way.
Definitely.
So
I think sometimes, like, when we feel like God is not with us, it's because he's not giving us what we want. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, oh, I just want $1 million. Like, I'm just tired of like struggling. I'm tired of going from check to check, things like that. And it's like, if you had the money that you were asking for, you would not be able to steward it. You would blow it all right now. You would give it to people that don't deserve it. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, I don't ever question that stuff, because when I've looked back and seen all the good that God has done in my life, he's always had an intention. He's always been for a reason why somebody was taking out my life, or why I didn't have the money, or why, you know, in all of the times of my life. So just knowing how good God has been to you is a testimony in its own. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I love that I can sit here and talk about that stuff with you, and you like really actually be able to relate on a level of like, I genuinely have my personal relationship with the Lord. Like I genuinely watch him move in my life.
Yep, me too. I mean, you know, the biggest thing with me is because this has been a journey for me. You know what I mean? When I was homeless in 2017, that's when I found God. And, you know, backstory, like I never grew up in the church. My grandpa was a cop in the Navy before, and he's seen so much bad stuff that he pretty much was like an atheist. You know what I'm saying? So it was like God wasn't in my family tree at all whatsoever. And I was the one that picked up the Bible. I was the one that started, you know, sending it to my family members and things like that. And, you know, knowing that about myself, I've had the hardest journey, I feel like, because I've been tested every step of the way. You know what I mean? And I've seen the difference when I put God first, and I've seen the difference when I try to do it on my strength. So, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not perfect. There's some days that like the world pulls me so fat, like I gotta do this, I gotta do that, like from the moment I get up early in the morning. And you know, I'm not perfect, like I said, but like I said, when I realized that, oh damn, I didn't wake up and pray first thing in the morning, or I didn't talk to God, or I didn't read my Bible, I see the difference in how my day goes, and I'm not willing to sacrifice that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we should come to the world paired after we talk to God, you know what I'm saying? Versus like just letting the world pull us different ways, and then we talk to God after that. He gets the scraps. Like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how you set yourself up for success in my eyes, because when you talk to God, he shows you certain things throughout the day too that you talking to him about. You know, you just got to be listening.
You got to create space for him, because he's not a God that's going to force himself on you.
Absolutely not. He wants you to choose him.
He
wants you to choose him every time, and he knows your heart. So when you think you doing the surface level stuff, you know, just listening to sermons and things like that, and you're not applying that wisdom, he knows. You know what I mean? And he's gonna push you to where you ultimately have to make a choice. Are you gonna choose him, or are you gonna choose the world? Are you gonna choose him, or are you gonna choose your mom, your dad, your cousins, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whoever it is? You know what I'm saying? And it's like he wants you to choose him. Yep.
Yeah, and when you choose him, he just adds on to you anyway. So it's like it's a win-win situation. You just gotta kill your flesh a little bit and maybe
every
struggle
day.
through the adjustment.
Every day. Yeah, every day you have to, it's a battle with the flesh, and you gotta kill the flesh every single day. And it's like, it's hard as hell, because when your flesh is weak, everybody else, you know, want to throw that extra weight onto you, and it's like, trust me, I
they
understand.
Really like, it's like they can sense it. Like,
yeah, it's like, now is the time. Like,
yeah, let's bring her down more.
Now's my chance. Yeah. Let's give some stress. Oh man, so no, I feel it. Trust me. And you know, it's always good, like when you meet people of the faith, because it's just another testimony for you how good God is, and that he has plans to prosper you and not to harm you,
Oh my
and that's
gosh.
something that like I had to learn myself, and it's something that I still have to remind myself. Some things happen and I'm like, damn, like why is this happening to me? Like I'm trying to do good in the world and da, but it's to push me in a different direction. The whole thing is just staying conscious.
Yeah.
Like whatever it is, God, what are you trying to show me? What are you trying to tell me? You know what I mean? There's a lesson in all the blessings.
100%. And then that lesson will help you in the next season.
Absolutely. Yep.
And yeah, that's one thing for me too, is just like going back to what you said about having people around you that are in the faith and that building testimony. That's like on this journey, and especially in the music industry, one of my biggest prayers is, Lord, please surround me with people that know you.
Yeah.
Because that's, I don't want to be outside of his presence.
Yeah.
Music is there's so much glorifying darkness in music, and you can get pulled in so quickly.
Yep. And it's deeper than what you think, because it's a lot of symbolism. It's a lot of different type of sounds and the way that people put things together, and the lyrics that you're singing, you know what I mean? You're programming your mind, you know what I'm saying? Whether you know it or not, and it's like once you actually go in that rabbit hole and just see how everything is, like you learn to just be careful. Like sometimes I don't even listen to no hip hop, I'm listening to stuff from the 70s. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I can't, because I got to protect my mind at all costs. There's a time and a place for all of that.
It feels more pure when you're listening to things that don't feel like they're tainting your soul. This song that I had is called Say Less. The lyrics were the hook, mind you, was, I'm a little obsessed, I'm a little pressed, I'm a little unstable, yeah, I'm a mess. And that was looping through my mind on a regular basis. Could you imagine the type of psychology?
You were making awesome decisions, I bet.
Amazing. Fantastic decisions.
I know you're being sarcastic.
I know.
Nah, but I feel it though. The biggest thing in with me starting this podcast and the independent virtual open mic community, that's something that I know God instilled into me, because I know that God is a tool for all artists that they need, because in those times that those numbers ain't popping, people ain't clicking your stuff, you sharing it to them, they just read it. Like, you need something deeper than just yourself to get you through that and keep making music and keep going on. So, I try to push the faith, without being too preachy and try to help people. If people come to me with their problems, I don't try to solve them. I'm just I'll pray for you. But I got something that could help, and I'll send them a sermon. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like a lot of me being tested through this whole time of building this actual platform is because I am gonna give God all of the glory, because I am gonna help other people and let them recognize that they're not alone in this world. You know what I'm saying? So it's I know that the spiritual warfare is not coincidental at all whatsoever.
No, you have a bigger purpose in what you're doing, and God has blessed you with the gifts and the wisdom and all of that, and I respect what you're doing, genuinely.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't even gonna do the podcast, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? When I first started it, I had it on one of those cloud. It was like a cloud to where it holds all of the information or whatever online. Some time went by, everything got deleted off the cloud. I had guests that were having status and stuff like that. They weren't doing the interviews again. You know what I mean? They weren't gonna give me extra time out of their day. You know what I mean? So I just felt like, man, I lost it. You know what I mean? And I didn't want to do it, but circumstances changed, and here we are.
That's so funny. That's
Yep.
There was a plan in that too.
Yep, absolutely, 100%. For you, what projects are next?
Individually dropping song by song right now. I'm not gonna drop an album at once, just because it's the way that, you know, marketing works these days in social media. It's easier to, or it makes more sense to drop one song and create content by content for each song.
Yeah.
So I kind of just am letting the Holy Spirit lead me on which song to drop at what time and
Absolutely.
what kind of content to put. Like visually, I get like visions of like how this would look, and then that will kind of pull me towards what's next.
No, I feel
step
that.
by step. Yeah.
Yeah, it's, you know, having trust that the Lord is going to lead you to exactly where you need to be. And even if you have an idea after the song already comes out, you know, you can always shoot new content and bring it back in front of your fans. You know what I mean? So that's definitely something cool. For you, what makes a good song or beat?
A good song or beat? The dynamics of the song makes a good song for me. Like,
okay.
The beat instrumentally has to take me somewhere. If it takes me somewhere, then I know it's a good instrumental. And it can't, like, I think there's some instrumentals that are like, they're just kind of loopy.
Yeah.
And they, like, you can tell there wasn't very much effort put into them. And then there's some instrumentals that you can tell are very carefully curated, even if they're simple. You can tell that they're very carefully curated, and there was intention behind the sound.
Absolutely.
So those beats to me are the best, and then those create visuals, which create concepts, which create words, which turn into a whole song.
You know, so I realize that like sometimes when you do a lot of the complex stuff, it goes over a lot of people's heads. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't even get what you're trying to do, the reference. It just sounds weird to them because they don't get what you're trying to do. You know what I mean? So like, I went in a phase to where I just wanted to do the most simple stuff that I liked. You know what I mean? And man, simplicity could become complexity in its own way. You know what I mean? Me personally, I'm going through a phase to where I like simple now that I'm becoming more simple. You know what I mean?
100%, yeah.
Yeah, nah, I feel it.
No, I feel that too, because I feel like it's also something where it's like you have like enough expansion inside of your experience to know that no matter what, if it does start simple, it can always be added on to.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, because I mean, if I lay the foundation for a beat, let's just say Kendrick Lamar wants it, right? Kendrick Lamar is going to give it to his guitar player. He's going to lay some guitar over top of it, whatever. It doesn't just, like, especially for beat makers, you know, you're making a foundation, yes, but the artist is in charge of the creative direction. You know what I mean? Especially like, you know, I'm sure you're making a song and you're like, oh, I want to take the bass out here, or I want to put this here. Like, you have your own vision of what you see from what I brought to you. So it's like that gets chipped and shaped and molded, you know what I mean, based on the artist and which artist finds that. But it's a starting point, you know. That's the way I like to look at it, at least for me.
I think people underestimate the power and the importance of an instrumental. Because like I could have a song with lyrics and no instrumental, that's great, but the instrumental is the foundation of the song. And when I'm not singing, what do you hear?
It's taking you somewhere, you know, and that's the magic right there. But I don't feel like any piece is more important than the other, you know. It could work perfectly you singing by yourself, and it could work perfectly me just throwing instrumentals out, you know what I mean? Coming together and doing something crazy, that makes it even better. Because if the beat could stand alone by itself, or if your voice could stand alone by itself, when we come together, we're just gonna automatically just gravitate those listeners' ears to us, you know what I'm saying? And like what we're doing. Yeah, absolutely. For you, what projects are next?
So I have a song called Conversations. I believe that's the next one that I'm going to be putting out. I'm really excited about it.
When can we expect that?
Undecided.
Okay. Now
sometime at the beginning of next year.
Okay. All right. Yeah, take your time with it. Slow cook that. I think you sent me that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one's a banger. You got to make sure you take your time with that. Um, for sure. Walk me through your average day. What's it like?
Average day for me is depending on how much sleep I get the night before.
Yeah.
um, that my wake up times honestly differ. Like sometimes I wake up super early, sometimes I wake up more so in the afternoon. First thing I do, I pray, and then it just depends how much time I have before I have to go to work, or like on my off days, I'll work out. That's always something that I have been doing like these past few weeks, is just making time to be active because it
That's awesome.
keeps me healthy, like in every way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Finding something to clean. I'll do some vocal warm ups just to keep myself like sharp. And if I get inspired to make a song, I'll like, it'll come out of nowhere. The inspiration, I'll just like throw on a beat and then just start writing. But if I don't, then it'll just be like me, chilling and then
Yeah,
getting ready for work and doing
absolutely.
that. So I'm
Yeah.
I'm praying to God that my days are going to start looking like getting up, working out, vocal warm ups, head straight to the studio, spend the whole day in the studio.
Yeah, you got to, man. You
Yeah.
know, because even if that's how your days off look, that's amazing too. You know what I'm saying? Because like you got to start somewhere. You know, when it's like you want to do something full time, you gotta work for that to get to that point to where it's enough traction to where you can do that. You know, so it's baby steps. You're on the right path for sure. Do you know music theory?
I do not.
No? Okay, okay. Are there any books that you're reading or that you have read that have changed your life forever?
So my sister just brought me this book called Miracles, and I started reading it and I already started getting emotional, so I know I'm gonna
All right.
like it because I'm like
Yeah.
already like on the edge of tears just from the first couple of pages.
Is it blue?
Yeah.
I read that one. That one is fire.
Is
That one is
it?
fire. Yeah, that one is really, really good.
Yeah, it seems like it's good just from the first few pages that I've been
Yeah.
reading.
It's a big book, but it's definitely worth the whole read. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited because it's rare that a book catches my attention that soon in.
Yeah.
So,
Nah, I feel that.
yeah.
What sacrifices do you feel like you've made to get where you are?
Okay, full transparency. I feel like I've sacrificed relationships. I feel like I have sacrificed friendships because I've made a big deal about support in the past that I learned from now that I'm more like against pressing people to support you. But like I do feel like I've sacrificed stuff like that. I feel like I have sacrificed like certain relationship, like being able to grow in my relationship with my family in certain ways because I have a wall up when it comes to my music because I'm only allowing the conversation to go to a certain point just because it's so important and sacred to me. So it's something that like I only allow the conversation from specific people.
Yeah, I understand. I understand. I just want to talk about real quick. You know, you touch on something that I think is important and that other people kind of need to hear. Let's talk about that moment to where you kind of sacrificed those relationships because you weren't getting the support that you wanted. What was that like, and how did you navigate during that period of life?
It's been really hard to be honest because like now in my adulthood I see that like part of it was me being the problem, because I'm also very defensive over my music and over my dreams and the purpose and the vision that God has placed inside of me, and so I like need a certain kind of support that's like almost delusional faith.
Yeah.
And I feel like my family is so practical about like you have to get a job and make money and that has to be what you do, and this can be like a hobby. Like they talk like that, and I'm very much anti that. So in the past, I used to get really defensive and really angry if it was even like brought up.
Yeah.
Like I would just straight up, we're not having this conversation. We're not having this conversation. Like it would turn into a fight, like a full-blown fight. And now I'm kind of just like, okay, they don't understand because they've never had this kind of vision. They've never had to chase this kind of dream. They've never done anything that has really required this much faith, because they've always moved practical and planned everything out. So I just have to let them and know that I'm validated by God, and if I'm validated by God, that's the only validation that I need.
Absolutely, 100%. Nah, for real. Because it's kind of like a burden when people meet you or love you, and like no matter what, from a young age, and then you're pushing it onto them to do something of what you expect to them. This is my perspective now, after going through exactly what you said. You know what I mean? They didn't sign up for that. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, you know, and they did what they wanted to do for their life, but that doesn't change what you want to do for yours. And you know, it's hard, but once you push through that, you prove them wrong, and they shut up. And literally, you know, they start adding to your dream now. You know, they start, hey, I could see you. You know, they start encouraging you on top of that, because a lot of the people that's gonna believe you are random strangers. You know, because they don't
100%, 100%. No, you are telling the truth, because they see the you that you're walking towards. Whereas like your family and your friends see the you that is a baby that went through toddler, teenager,
and they think they're encouraging you by telling you that you're ruining your life or that you're throwing your life away. But it's really like super depressing that like I'm going for my dreams while I have my youth, and this is what you tell me to follow my dream. You know, like, no, I'm not gonna be 80 and miserable. I'm not gonna hate my life because I didn't follow my dreams when I had the chance. You know, people get out of jail at 40, 50 years old and become millionaires. You know what I mean? A lot of the people that like let the KFC, the guy that made KFC, he made KFC, I think like 65. The person that made Walmart, you know, everybody has different timelines and stuff like that, but you can always turn your life around if you want to, but you don't get your youth back. You can't go for your, I mean, you can, it's just going to be harder if you try to go for a singing dream at 50 years old or 65 years old when you're retired. You could go viral, you know, but do you really want to depend on possibility of like
but it's also like
for viral, right?
Yeah, but it's also like, and for what? Just to appease some people.
Exactly.
You know, like I understand their concern, but what they don't understand is that they're contributing to like killing your soul. And so I think they think that they're trying to help you, and really they're hurting you, and it's hurtful to work towards a dream and have so much faith and carry that faith on your back. You know, thank God for the Lord giving us strength, because without him I really could not be doing this at all. It's insane. But I think that, you know, it's also like on our side, for them, they just want to see us grow and prosper. You know? So
and it's not their fault. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, they just want to see us grow, but you know, in a weird way that's like kind of like controlling like your destiny. And it's like, if that's not what you want to do, then by any means you follow your dreams, and then when it works out, you come back and, hey, look, this is what it is. You know, I wasn't gonna fold. This is what I wanted to do, but it worked out, you know? So let's just go from here, you know?
I will forever be the person that when somebody comes to me with a lofty dream, I'm going to be like, yes, absolutely, go for it. I don't care what it takes, do it.
If you want to do it. I, you know, with my son, I try to tell him, he's into a phase to where he likes basketball, and I'm like, look, bro, these kids are growing up with balls in their hand at 2 years old. They if you want this, you gotta get on it. And I'm not trying to coddle him and hold him on it. I'm just like, if you want this, you gotta work hard from now. Like, if you want to
that's
go
what
into
you
the
need
NBA,
to do.
yeah, exactly.
No, that's what you need to do. You gotta really tell him, like, encourage it in a real way to where it sounds like it's a real reality to him, not just like, oh, that's cute, you want to be a basketball. No, you want to be a basketball player? Okay, let's do it. Let's get.
That's exactly what I try to do, but like, I guess in a weird way, I'm being too hard on him because I'm being so like straightforward, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
But have you ever
take him the opposite way? Yeah.
Have you ever seen the movie with the tennis players' daughters?
Yeah, King Richards, right?
Yeah, I think that was his name.
The Serena and
you see how he was with them.
Yep, and it turned out right.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like to give people the space to do what they want. I don't want to force it on him to where I ruin basketball for him and it's not what he wants to do anymore. I was the dad that was like, if you're gonna be on a team, I'm gonna be the coach, and and now I'm like kind of trying to let that go. You know what I mean? So
yeah, you definitely have to let him decide because he's gonna go through his own phases too.
Absolutely. For you, what's one place that you want to go that you've never been to?
Okay, Italy and Barcelona. I always wanted to go to Barcelona.
Yeah, I definitely want to go to Italy. I love the architecture there. The way that they create music out there is completely different. Just like Japan too, you know what I mean? But just everything in the food. I love Italian food. Like, I'm a chef in my spare time, so that's what I like to do. But nah, definitely, I would love to go out to Italy for sure.
My sister was just there for her honeymoon, and her husband say like the food out there is carby, it's carb heavy, but it's like it's very little ingredients, so it doesn't leave you feeling like how the food in America does.
Yeah, because it's just sad that like this is the reality that we've come to, that like we have to watch out from our food, like what we're eating, because if not, it's poison. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't know what's bad for you and you're just ingesting everything, it's like, fuck around and get cancer, just all different types of stuff. But,
yeah, God forbid, something as basic as a necessity.
Exactly, right? For you, what are you currently excited about?
I'm currently excited about the journey that God has me on and where it's headed, because I can just feel it in my spirit that it's headed. And I also have a show this Friday, so I'm excited about that.
Fire. Are you getting that like filmed? Are you have a videographer and everything?
I'll probably just have people that are coming there to watch, take pictures and take videos.
No, that's dope. I mean, hey, any way that you can get it, just make sure the fans get to see it too. That's definitely dope. For you, what do you think the best piece of advice that you ever got was, and who is it from?
I have thought about this before. So I don't think I've ever gotten one single piece of advice that has like stuck with me. I just feel like God gives me the advice that I need for whatever stage of life I'm in, and it is something that I can hold on to for that period of time. And then whenever I'm in a new place, He'll send me a new message.
Nah, I feel that. I definitely feel that. How do you handle moments of creative block, if ever you have any?
I hate creative blocks. They're the worst. But like during the summertime, I'll like to, or even the spring, I like to go sit by the water. The water brings me to a very, very, very peaceful and tranquil place. There's nobody around.
Yeah.
The river is flowing. I feel like that's like, in a way, metaphoric for a flow state to be inspired inside of me. So I feel like it inspires a place of peace, and then the peace inspires creativity. Otherwise, I'll just pray and ask God for it, and then he'll bring it whenever it's time.
Oh, yeah. Yep, definitely. I feel that. How do you handle haters and jealousy?
I feel bad for him, to be honest. I feel bad for him because I've like, I kind of been just like, I think like in the past I was kind of hostile towards people like that, and now I'm like, you just have to be in a miserable place to be in that place. Like, genuinely, if you're in that place where you're hating or jealous, like, you're not in alignment with yourself. And I'm sorry for you, but
Nah,
I don't know what to say about
it. Nah, I feel that. Because, you know, at the end of the day, when you have time to comment on what somebody else is doing, it's like, how is your day set up to where you have that amount of time to...
How is your day? Yeah, like... the way my bank account is set up.
Yeah, right? How is your day set up to where, like, I only have 15 minutes on my lunch break, but I'm gonna hate on everything I see right now. Like,
man,
you're in a dark place.
Man, there was this girl that I worked with. She was a manager, and her and I kind of already like butt heads.
Yeah.
And she was very much like a power struggle type of person, and I was very much a rebellious, doesn't like authority type of person. So we just butt heads already. But she made a comment to my coworkers, and they came up to me like very shortly after and told me about Alice. But she was like, "You're 29, Marissa. Like, just give it up." Like, about my music.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and I was when I make it, I'm gonna come knocking at your door.
Yep. Actually, I'm gonna come to your restaurant and let you serve me.
Facts.
Buy everything and leave you a tip.
No, but actually looking back on it, I like remember her, and she was kind of not a very happy person. So, you know, it all stems from somewhere.
Oh yeah, definitely. But like being able to take yourself out of the equation and see that first is a skill in itself. Because, you know, usually when somebody attacks our character or what we're passionate about, it's hard to not like lash back out at them, you know, because like, no, you're not gonna disrupt what I'm doing. You're not gonna stop nothing, you know. But like you said, like feeling sorry for the people is like the best thing to do, because man, like if your day is set up to where that's what you want to do with your time, and like that's how you want to communicate, that's what you want your tongue to say, you're just cursing yourself.
That's what you want your tongue to say. That's a word right there, because the Bible says the tongue is sharper than a two-edged sword. Yeah. You got to use it to cut somebody.
Yep.
You know what?
Sometimes I don't even use it at all. I'm like, you ain't even, you can't even get that time, you know. And that's how I realize that I'm making growth, because before I'll sit there and go back and forth. Oh, you want to comment about me? I'm gonna type something back, and then you type something back. I got time today. I'm gonna type something back too, and like we could go blow for blow. You know what I mean? But like,
the pettiness is so real. Like,
real. I don't have it in me no more though, because when you, I said I don't have it in me no more, because when you do that, you can't help but to feel that energy back in you, and then now that's how your day is set up. You know what I'm saying? Like now that's part of your day.
Yeah. It's just it honestly just, you end up shooting yourself in the foot. Like you, and then you know, God, he warns us about that. He says, be slow to anger, be slow to speak, turn the other cheek. Like he tells us, like, if people don't receive you, kick the dust off your feet and keep going. Like there's very many Bible verses about that. So 100%
I'm not perfect at that. That's one thing. Like my anger has been a journey in itself. But yeah, I recognize the wisdom in that, and I know that's something that I have working, and I have to do that for sure. Because you know, like when you have kids too, like what your problems are, you're handing down to them, because they see how you're reacting, and you know, now they want to react like that. Now they feel like that's who they are, you know. And it's like,
right,
sit your ass down.
Yeah,
I feel it. What would you say is your biggest investment in music besides time?
Money.
Yeah, no, I
Like
feel it.
every free penny that I have
Yep.
goes towards my music.
Yep. No,
Every
I
free
feel it.
penny. I actually like I mean actually money, and there was at one point where I had the opportunity to build a family, and I thought about my music career and I denied the opportunity. So
Man.
um money and like a girl that I once was. And I don't encourage that anymore. I think that cuz I went through spiritual warfare in that in itself,
Yeah.
if you had that opportunity, God can still make a way.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But for
Definitely.
me, it was like lacking faith and living in fear and stuff like that. So, yeah.
But I mean, you probably felt that way for a reason because maybe it wasn't the right person. Maybe things weren't aligned in that way to where like if you did it, it wouldn't make sense for you. Just always stay open to different experiences. There are plenty of people, and you could see it now that we have social media and stuff like that. Like the artists, especially the female artists, they're showing openly their kids, they're showing openly their pregnancy, their moment. You know what I mean? So like, you could still have a life and have kids and everything like that, and still go for your dreams. It's like a million times harder for sure, but you could still do it.
I actually was at a show a couple weeks ago, and this girl had her daughter come on stage with her,
That's
and she
fire.
was singing with her. It was the cutest thing
Yeah,
ever. It was so adorable.
man, I saw somebody, I forgot who said this, and I kind of like was like, ooh, like I wish I could be like that in the game. But they were like, if I can't bring my kids, I'm not doing the show. And I was just like, damn, like wish I had that type of demand, you know what I mean? But
You
I think
will.
it was Toby Nwigwe. I don't know if you ever heard of him, but
No,
yeah,
I never heard of him.
What would you say is 3 of your favorite movies?
3 of my favorite movies. Okay. Love and Basketball is my all-time favorite movie.
Oh yeah, mine too. I just found out that Spike Lee wrote on that. I had no idea.
Really?
Yeah, he actually wrote in that. That was pretty
He
dope.
wrote in it. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Like he wrote
Like
the
he helped make the
storyline?
movie. Yeah, he didn't do everything that he normally does, but he helped with that movie. I had no idea. I love Spike Lee movies, you know what I mean? But
Oh wow,
it's dope. All right, give us 2 more.
it's hard. I don't really have many favorite movies. Twilight is one of my favorite movies. I'm not gonna lie, people are gonna hate me for that, but it's true.
Okay. What's the last one? Come on.
We have Harry Potter.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah. But there's deeper messages in all of these movies.
Yeah. Nah, I feel it. What would you say is somebody that you would love to work with? I'm not talking about, money wise or anything like if there was no restrictions, no restraints, who would you want to work with, living or dead?
Ooh, Michael Jackson.
Definitely.
Abso-freaking-lutely. Sorry. Got a little excited about that. Justin Bieber, because I love his heart for God, and I've seen him like actually build instrumentals from his imagination, like through his orchestra, and I think it's beautiful. Cleo Sol.
She's dope.
She is.
She's dope.
I love her.
She's somebody I just recently found, I think last year. But man, her music is so deep. Like when you want to talk about putting you in your feelings, her stuff is deep, man. And it comes from a genuine place, a good place, and music like that. It used to be hard to come by, but now that the independents are just like so out there now, that's what's running the game, I feel like. Because when you could connect with an artist, or not even like from a listener's perspective, but just like when you feel like somebody understands you and is like talking directly to you and your story, it's like Yeah, I'll support you in any way I can, man. You know, I'll buy the album, I'll buy tour tickets, whatever, you know? Because it's like sometimes that's all people have, you know? Somebody like an artist in their corner telling them to keep going.
No, that's so facts. I mean, I think people fall for the hype, but it's like the people and the person that God makes them into is the reason why they build the community that they build.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I definitely feel that. What are 3 of your favorite albums that have shaped you into the person that you are?
Like, that I've listened to?
It could be listened to or shaped you into the artist you are. Whatever, 3 of your favorite albums.
Good question, too. I don't actually think I have albums that... Well, okay, I'm not gonna lie. Chris Brown is somebody who I have listened to since I was a little girl. Yeah. And I know pretty much every single one of his albums, from Chris Brown to Indigo. Like, he's an artist that's been a big influence for me artistically in a lot of ways because he's so dynamic. And he's influenced me, like, as far as, like, dancing. I learned a lot of singing through him because I used to like copy his riffs, and then just like getting into different sounds. It's just, he really helped me expand in those.
I feel like he's our generation's Michael Jackson, for real, for real.
I do too, but I don't like to compare them because they're just so themselves, you know?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, I feel like him and Usher are like the closest to MJ, like, ever.
Yeah.
I feel like him more than Usher, but them two, you know, with the dancing and the singing, you know, both were, from when I was a little kid up until now, still relevant. You know what I mean? So
yeah, for sure.
Definitely love to see it.
Usher has such an impact too on just being like a leader in the R&B scene.
Yeah.
Like, he holds that.
8701 album was crazy. Like, love it. And Confessions. Confessions was crazy.
I love Confessions.
All right. So I think you got 2 more albums, right?
So, I mean, album-wise, I was just a big Disney Channel girl growing up. Like, it's corny, but I was like listening to the Jonas Brothers.
They got some good songs in Disney, man.
They do.
They don't play around.
Really and I feel like they
songwriters was on point.
What was?
I said the songwriters were on point.
No, they were. I was listening to, there's like the Cheetah Girls.
Yeah, Cheetah Girls was on fire. Yep.
I was listening to their song the other day, and I'm like, they can, like, these are good songs, and they're really helping shape perspectives. Like,
yeah. And didn't the Cheetah Girls actually like release like an actual album or something like that too? Like, and go on tour and stuff, like an actual group?
I know they released, I think, 2 albums. I don't know if they went on tour or not. I'm not sure.
Gotcha. Yeah, nah, that's dope though. I just know, like, with Disney, man, like, it's always got to be a whole production. You know what I'm saying? And that's dope. And that's something that we all could learn from, honestly. Like, all of the things that we look and see, like, whether it be a TV show, whether it be somebody on tour, you know, it's all us to take ideas and see how can we implement that in our own production. Like, how can we give people that same feeling? You know what I'm saying? Like, we just got to reverse engineer it. You know, we don't got $200K to blow on lights. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, lights alone.
Nah, I feel it. What would you say is the riskiest creative decision that you've ever made, and how did it pay off?
Well, I went to LA to shoot a music video, and I had brought dancers with me. Okay. We had rehearsed for weeks, and then, you know, we had the whole thing planned out. I had the setting planned out. I had the lights planned out. We had somebody that was playing like my like boyfriend in the video, because it was to that song I was telling you about. So we had like it was like a story that was backing the song, and we had it all planned out. And it was great, and I spent thousands of dollars on it, and I was so excited about it. And we had like the social media influencer dance ready to go. It was all planned out, but the hard drive broke from the videographer. No. I never got the video, and that was right around the time that God was telling me to shut it down and redirect. So
that's crazy.
I was kind of like, okay, because he knew I wasn't gonna do it unless he stopped me. So.
Yeah. And it's crazy, like, you know, when those moments happen, it's super hard to not get discouraged. But when you look back on it, if you keep going, you know, it's all gonna be worth it. I want to say like 3 hard drives crash, and I literally lost all the music I've been working on, you know, and it's like, can't get it back, can't do nothing. But one of my good friends said something to me before, and they were like, so what? You know, you made that music before, just make some new songs. You know, you make some better shit. And I'm like, okay, that's a perspective, you know. I guess, I mean, I can't get the songs back, so what else am I gonna do? You know what I mean? But like, I was really down and out, you know, and I'm sure you could see it on my face. I was just depressed. Like, you know, you work so hard on all that shit, especially, you know, you in your situation, you spent money, you worked hard for that money. So it's like, at the end of the day, you can't get that back. I hope you and the videographer were able to work something out to where, you know,
he did text me, and he was like, I'm giving you 2 free videos next time you need them, which, I mean, we haven't actually like gotten to that point, and he's in Cali, so like when he comes to visit Cleveland, or we'll work something out. He's a great videographer.
That's dope.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But that was a blow. That was a big blow, because it was like the whole rollout plan was out.
Yep, the rug was pulled under your mat. I mean, the rug was pulled from under your feet.
Yeah, I knew what you meant.
What would you say is the most memorable moment on the come up for you?
That, and I performed at Tower City with iHeartRadio.
Okay.
So far, that is a memorable moment for me, and God willing, there's going to be even more memorable moments moving forward. Yeah.
Yep. What's a moment that you wanted to quit, besides the one you just talked about?
Well, to be honest with you, I didn't want to quit after that. It's not up until like more so after deciding to rebuild, where I was like, do I want to keep...
a series of events, right?
Yeah. It was just
led
like...
up to that,
Yeah. It was just like, do I want to keep going? Like, this journey has been so hard, but I'm so pulled still, you know? And it's like, you can't ignore that.
Yeah,
so
I feel it. What's one habit or mindset that you had to let go of to level up?
That's really a good question, because recently that's been huge for me, is letting go of idolizing people in the industry as if they're what I'm working towards. That, and just like letting go of doubting who I am.
Yeah, you gotta walk in that light.
Yeah, because God is very specific with me about remember who you are, because if I know that, then everything else is... I could step into any room, I could talk to any person, I can be on any stage, and I'm confident, I know who I am, and that's all that matters.
Yep, absolutely. Beyond music, are there any other hobbies or interests that you're passionate about?
I love dancing. Very much love dancing, but I have asthma, so my endurance is like kind of lofty. And I used to love to draw. I don't so much anymore, but when I did draw, I was drawing pretty good.
Nah, I feel that. What's the most random DM that you've ever gotten from a fan or another artist?
I got this DM from this girl one time, that I didn't even know she was like pursuing music, and she told me basically that my level of work ethic and faith has helped push her towards her like motivating herself and leveling herself up, and that was really it was really awesome for me because I was like, I didn't even know I was impacting people like that.
But you feel like that was God showing you that like this is what I'm trying to do for you and others, like through you?
I think it was his way of showing me like, see, your light like actually shines, and it helps people.
Yeah, you gotta walk into it, you know. You gotta go where you're appreciated, for real, for real. What's the question that you're constantly asking yourself as an artist?
Just like, God, how are you gonna make this happen?
Nah, I feel that.
I'm always asking. I'm like, I feel it, and I see your little breadcrumb visions that you're showing me. I don't know how you're gonna do it, but
yeah,
okay,
we gonna do it.
You gonna do it.
Let's ride. Yeah.
And I remember before when I had the momentum that I had, I had some breadcrumb visions, but they weren't as pulled by the spirit. So it was like I was hustling so hard, and now I'm not really hustling. I'm more so just like relaxing and letting God bring things to me.
Because he will.
Yeah.
No, I definitely feel that. Who are the people in your circle that inspire you to keep going?
In my circle, my friend Teresa, she has faith like I do, and she believes in big dreams. She doesn't discourage me. She's someone who always is like telling me, like, she's someone who has seen me and my family's relationship from the time we were younger, and she sees the impact that it's had on me, and she's always like, Marissa, they've always been this way. You just gotta keep going and keep listening to God. Like, she reminds me of stuff like that. And then my friend Courtney too, because my friend Courtney, she's a fighter. Like, she's been through so much, she does not give up.
Yep, that's what's up. That's what's up. If you could describe your style in 3 words, what would it be and why?
My style in 3 words. Well, how do I not have an answer for this? Okay, storytelling.
Okay.
Intuitive. Can I give you 4?
Go ahead, let's do it.
Dynamic and creative.
Okay, hell yeah. Now I feel that. We getting ready to wrap up, but I just wanted to ask you before you go, what's some advice that you would give your younger self and why?
Some advice I would give my younger self is to focus on God and do not get distracted. Lock in with the Lord. That's what I would give the advice to my younger self, 100%, because I think that the distractions cause more of a delay.
Yeah,
they cause a lot of growth, but they also cause more of a delay.
Nah, for sure. Absolutely. I appreciate you taking time, you know what I mean, to talk with us and chop it up with us and let us know your story. For sure. Hope to have you back. Look forward to that new track that you're going to release next year, for sure. And I'll be in touch.
Thank you. It was so nice being on the show with you. I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're gonna work on some. We're gonna put something in motion. Definitely.
I'm excited.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna give you a call.
Okay, sounds good. Take care.